I'll get you, my pretty. Wait. We got the wrong witches. We're not talking about the Wizard of Oz. We're talking about the Salem witch trials, the witches from Salem in 1692. Well, today we're so excited that you guys have been watching videos and studying and learning all about the Salem witch hysteria. We're going to take a look at trying to go ahead and write our introduction. So we've read through all of our documents, and you guys have worked together to read the documents, and we're going to use those as evidence and to kind of help us come up with some different reasons as to what might have happened in Salem in 1692 to cause the people in the town to go kind of crazy. All right, and so we've already taken a look at the reasons that you guys said, maybe possible causes. One thing people said, belief in the devil, or we might even say extreme religious beliefs. I'm going to just put that there. And very superstitious. Another thing that people said was that these girls were having fun. Maybe they were bored and they're just going to start to make up some stuff, and it's going to cause some, they're just going to keep the story going. They're going to just cause some trouble. And then we also looked at the possible physical problem that may have occurred from this fungus. And so these are our three main categories. These are going to be the body part of our DBQ. First body paragraph, second body paragraph, and third body paragraph. Now, we want to take a look at, I just love this little chicken leg here. So here's our little leg of our chicken and the chicken claws. This is where our thesis statement goes. This is where we're going to put these organizational parts. Now, because I have them up there, I'm not going to write them there. But just so you know, extreme religious beliefs, belief in the devil, this is where the girls were just making it up, having fun. And then also right down here, the fungus. So the thesis, of course, many of you have told us that you know what the thesis is. And so we're just going to go with kind of a basic thesis for this one. And here's one possible one. There are many different theories about what happened to cause the Salem witch hysteria. There are many different theories about what happened to cause the Salem witch hysteria. Now, before I go on, I just want to say that you can fill this out on the hard copy paper that you have gotten, or you can go to Google Classroom, and in Google Classroom, oops, there we go, and in Google Classroom, you'll notice that you have Salem DBQ Introduction. You can click on that, and then what you will see is, oops, let me just go back here. What you will see when you look at that is you've got a frame online that you can use. So either way, I'm having some difficulties here. Either way, wherever you want to do it, you can do it online, or you can do it right on the hard copy. So either way it works. And I'm sorry, I'm just having some trouble. But anyway, you can open it up, and you should be able to take a look at that and see that. All right, let's just go here and open it up. No, it's not going to open. So, but just click on your Google Classroom, and it should be there for you. Oh, here's the page I was looking for. So this should open up, and then you can type on here or the hard copy. Either one works for us. So here's our introduction. We always have a hook. We usually ask kids to have just a sentence or two to kind of set the stage for the reader, give a little background. Sometimes, not always, we will pose the question to be answered, the thesis statement, and then this is where we talked about how we're going to organize it, our organizational parts. And we're going to, what I do sometimes to look for a hook, I will go ahead and sometimes I will just Google. I'll just Google Salem witch trial quotes. Pay no attention to this man over here. And I'll look for some different quotes, things that might actually make sense. I know this was by one of the participants. And so I might, it's kind of gruesome, I might use that one. I might use that one, or maybe I could pick a different one. I don't spend too long looking for a quote. You can spend forever looking for a quote, and before you know it, your time is all up. I'm going to cheat just a little, and I'm going to take a look at a kind of a model intro that I did last year. I've got a little bit of sloppy handwriting here, but I actually did use, or at least part of that quote last year, and so I'm actually going to use that. I am no more a witch than you are a wizard. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to just type this in. And I'm always going to tell, I like to tell who the quote was by, not just have a dangling quote. So I'm going to just go ahead and tell who the quote, who said the quote. It says this quote was by Sarah Good, one of the people hung for witchcraft. So that just lets us know what's happening. So. Oops, I don't know if her name has an E in or not. We'll come back to that. All right, let's just stop here for a minute. If you are going for a B grade, an 8th grade grade, the standard that we have for 8th grade, you can use an introduction that's very similar to what we're doing now. It can look pretty similar. Okay, you'll have to rewrite it on the day that we write. If you are going for an A grade, though, your introduction is going to need to look different. Okay, so there will be a few parts, the thesis and organizational parts, that'll maybe look a little bit the same, but you need to put some time in on your own and come up with a few different ideas. All right, so we've got that. Let's just go back here and look at what we said for background. In 1692, 20 people were killed for being witches. All right, so that's just kind of setting the stage, and I think that I added in here, yep, in Salem, Massachusetts. So I'm going to come back over here. All right, of course we know that one man was stoned to death, just terrible. All right, I'm just going to move this down a little bit. All right, so we can see that this is what we're going to eventually go ahead and put into our actual. So the part in red we're actually going to put into our introduction. These are just headings right here. All right, and I'm going to sneak back. It's always a good idea to go on Moodle because you never know what models are still left from last year. You can always look at them. All right, so then we have the question to be answered is what caused the Salem witch trial hysteria of 1692? And of course, you can find that in your, at the front of your handouts. It might be a little bit different here. The witch trial, let's see, we already had 20 people killed in Salem. What caused the, I'm going to just go back, see how I'm fixing things. Oops, H-Y-S-T-E-R, over people being witches in Salem. All right, so that's our, again, our question we're asking. Yours doesn't have to be the same. Some of you are way better writers than I am, I know. All right, and then today there are several theories as to what caused the hysteria. So that's from last year. And then I also, if you remember, I had a different one. Oops, I had a different one here. There are many different theories as to what happened to cause the Salem witch hysteria. Either one, I kind of like that today. Today there are several theories about what happened to cause the Salem witch trial. Those are probably actually not capitals. Witch trial hysteria. That's my thesis. Okay, there's several different theories as to what caused that. Now, again, this is the part I'm actually going to put into my paper. And again, going back, often we'll say things like these possible causes include. I'm going to put a colon here because then I'm going to list things. We call this a series sentence where we're listing things. And these are going to become the things, these are going to become the topics of my body paragraph. So let's go back over here. Today, and you notice how I keep going back and rereading. Today there are several theories about what happened to cause the Salem witch trial hysteria. These, change of font there, theories include, colon, and you can put a 1, 2, and 3 if you want. You don't have to. Beliefs, comma, okay, so these people had extreme religious beliefs and I'll just leave it there, a little bit bigger here, and superstitions. The girls may have been acting and being mischievous. Ooh, that's misspelled. All right, comma, and they, okay, so I'm going back again. These theories include the people had extreme religious beliefs and superstitions. The girls may have been acting and being mischievous, and they may have eaten or eaten the fungus. I don't know if you eat it or ingest it or what you do. There we go. Had. Okay, so those are our, this is our organizational part sentence that tells what we're going to, what our body paragraphs are going to be. All right, so what we need to do now then is we're going to take each of these things because we actually want to make sure we put it together. And so I'm just scrolling down here where it says introduction. I'm going to push these lines down out of my way because I can't write on them. And so I'm going to put these in. Notice that I'm indenting the first part of the introduction. Period. So we put it all together. We don't want to skip lines now. Sometimes students get a little confused about that. And you could have put a little more background information up there if you wanted to make it a little more interesting. We don't want to tell everything in the introduction. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to start giving all the reasons and stuff up there. You just want to keep it kind of general because we're just getting into our paper. And all right, I know I got a different font there. All right, So, and then I'm going to go back and read this. I am no more a witch than you are a wizard. I should put this in quotes. And right here. Oops. Not sure if the period or the quote marks come next. All right, this quote was by Sarah Good, one of the people hung for witchcraft. In 1692, 20 people were killed in Salem, Massachusetts for being witches. The question to be answered is, what caused the hysteria over people being witches in Salem? Today, there are several theories about what happened to cause the Salem witch trial hysteria. Sounds a little repetitious there. I might have to go back and change that. These theories include the people had extreme religious beliefs and superstitions. The girls may have been acting and being mischievous, and they may have eaten the fungus and had hallucinations. This maybe should be an or, I'm not sure. All right, so this is an introduction. You can see how we're telling what's coming. We're telling what our main idea is. And once again, if you are going for a B grade, your introduction, when you rewrite it, can look similar to this. If you are going for an A, it needs to look different. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We're all so excited about you guys writing your DBQ.